So we've now come to the second exit on the roundabout. We're just coming out of the industrial estate. A few speed humps on this road, so one here, make sure you slow down for it. Another one coming up in a moment. And they're quite large, these speed humps. Two speed humps now. And second exit on the roundabout. There's some blue lights flashing somewhere in the distance. There they go, at the end of the road. Okay, now if I take the third exit to the right on this roundabout. So this one, when you come round it, it's tricky because you've got an exit directly to the right there, and then obviously it's quite a busy roundabout. Yeah, when you come round it, you need to run over here a little bit. The lanes have pretty much worn off the road. You can just about see the markings. But it's the only way you can actually get off, just because of the way it's laid out. So, a bit of road that could do repainting the markings properly, but there's enough of the markings there to kind of work out where you are supposed to be. So I'm going to go straight on the next roundabout, which means I need this lane. And yeah, second exit straight across. So nice and clear on the roundabout. But I'm going to turn right once I get to this, so as I come over I need to check my mirror, put my right signal on, and then as I come around this I need to change to a left signal, which everyone knows I'm coming up here. Through. There's lots of learners around here. So I'm going to ask myself to put up on the left, just behind these cars. And then the mouse is to get a little bit closer. You can move forward until I say stop. So let's say about there, and then move off when you're ready. So check round, make sure there's nothing coming up, indicate because there's a bend behind and a bend in front. And that is an angled start. So on this roundabout, I'm going to take the second exit. The sign is almost invisible. You can see the second exit is over there because you've got Trinity Park on the left. And into a 40 limit. So yeah, just keep following this down for the time being. to this point, you can see it changes the national speed limit, so check the mirrors and then pick the pace up. And if I can take the next road on the right, so it's just here. You can see on the sign it says Nacton Village. Get yourself nice and square in the box, don't accidentally turn into the bus stop. Make sure you come all the way to the point, look into the road, make sure it's clear, turn it in. Avoid the Land Rover who's driving on the wrong side of the road, and then into a 30 limit. So I think people often don't realise that the tests do come off down into places like this, but they do. So yeah, follow it through Nacton. Quite a pleasant drive through the trees. The white line that was in the middle at some point has completely gone away. I don't know if they'll ever repaint it. A lot of these roads, they just don't bother ever repainting the white line. You can just about see it, some like there's a bit of a white line that used to be there. They might well ask you as you come through it to find somewhere to pull up on the left. If they do, let's say they say it here, then you've got to look for somewhere decent stop, and yeah, nice decent spot there, so I'll pull it up and move off when you're ready. So this is a tricky bit. To park cars, learn a car doing a reverse right there. So you can see this person's pulled out of the junction. Rather than wait, they're just going to drive at me. No, they are going to wait. There we go. That's nice. So I'll give them a wave, because waving at somebody is perfectly acceptable. And now we're going to take the next road on the right. Which means that you continue to turn right when you get out of it. Try and pull up to this a little bit straight. Don't point the car around to the right. It just gives you better vision coming out of the junction. So you can see there max speed 20 signs. Remember, max speed 20 is an advisory. It depends on the road. Now this one, I'm doing about 15, if that, because this corner is really tight, you can't see anything. The max speed is based on what you can see. Okay, so it's not a speed limit. So if you were to come around that corner and then continue all the way around here at 20 miles an hour because you think it is, clearly that's wrong. So follow it round. And again, you know, we come out up here. They've actually cut the hedges back a little bit because until, well, about now you couldn't really see through these signs, to be honest with you. The hedges have grown over them. Anyway, national speed limit, so pick your pace up. So you can see it's national speed limit, country road. It's two-way traffic, but it's quite tight, no centre line marking. You'd be expected to drive reasonably. So here, back off of this corner. Remember, there could be somebody walking, could be someone cycling, could be someone riding a horse, could be a car parked. So if you can't see around a blind corner, you back it off. You need to keep it in the correct side of the road. Again here. So this sort of road is a great test of somebody's ability to actually drive a car properly, using correct observations, planning, considering what could happen further up the road. So again, we've sped up, but we're slowing down here. Mirror checks all the time. You need to know what's behind. Could be somebody coming up behind fast that wants to overtake. So we follow this up to the roundabout. You can see this nice open stretch. Look at the exits though, there's the farm exits and the house on the right, so you just got to keep an eye on them. Yeah, so coming up to the roundabout, I'm going to go straight across. So it's sort of a funny roundabout because we come out of this junction, but when we go straight across, it's not an exit, it's just simply the road. So Williamson cars, you've got to keep an eye out on the slip road to the right because people come down it quite fast. So you can kind of see what I mean, there's not an exit here. However, we're going to take the first exit on this roundabout, but there is an exit for people coming onto the roundabout to your left, so just keep an eye that they actually see you coming around in this section. And then it goes to a 30, and then at the earliest opportunity I'm going to move into the left lane. People do not like driving at 30 on this stretch of road, so you're just going to get overtaken by everybody, as you can see there. And sometimes it can be quite difficult to actually move into this left lane because if it's busy coming off the A14, you'll just get streams of traffic coming along this lane, all going past you. So, second exit on this roundabout. So as I'm coming up to it, I'm watching it again. There's literally no one coming around it at all. So bits like this, you can see there's a queue in front. So make sure you don't get stuck across the crossing. And then just rolling down this road, nothing particularly of note along this section. But everything you do when you're driving should be about planning, awareness, so you're looking at the road, making sure it is clear. And then I'm going to take the next road on the right. So make sure you get into this box properly, nice and square, straighten up, and wait for a gap. Now you can see there's plenty of space to keep moving down here. Won't get through that gap where that car's coming through, but all the rest of it you could. And you need to make sure if there is a gap you use it. So 20 limit here. More speed humps. And then as you can see it goes back into the 30. Another speed hump. And then at the traffic lights, if you can turn right. So when you get to the traffic lights here, you've got to make sure you turn right in the correct place. So the signal on. You can't turn right into that bit of the road because that's one way. There is a no entry sign, but people do try and turn down there. And then when you turn right, you actually, from the position we're in, you basically do a U-turn and go in the other direction. So make sure that you're looking at where you're actually going to go. Make sure it's clear, you know, someone hasn't parked halfway across it or whatever. And also make sure, as usual, you check your mirrors, but this is the sort of place important to, because there might be a motorbike or something that wants to go straight down there, and you're coming all the way around here. Lots of smoke. So, first exit on the roundabout. So there's left lane. Car coming round, the red car coming round, so that blocked the car off to my right, which meant I could drive straight into it. Then if you take the next left, so look, you've got a solid white line for this cycle lane, but you can see can't go that way because the road's closed. Emergency road closure. So if you can take the next road on the right. This used to have a right turn box in it, but doesn't any longer. Now what that car's just done, it shouldn't really do because it's a solid white line. And then if you take the next road on the right. Of course, that's not a very good place to park. Opposite a junction. You can see why you shouldn't park opposite a junction, because it makes it really awkward to turn into the junction. Okay, let's do a pull up on the right. So if I can pull up next to that telegraph pole. Make sure your car's nice and straight, and then if you can reverse back, cut the car lengths, mirror check, observations, don't worry about the drives, but try not to block one. Again, it's just rolling it back, nice and easy. You judge a couple of car lengths. If you don't get back far enough, they'll ask you to reverse more. If you keep going too far, they'll ask you to stop. Let's call that a couple of car lengths. And move off when you're ready. Full check round, check over my left shoulder, pull it away. And then at the end of the road, if you can turn left, car coming in. No, thank you. No. Left at the end of the road. And then left at the end of the road here. And then next road on the right. left. And then right at the end of the road. And left at the end of the road, please. And left at the end of the road. And then first exit to the left on the roundabout. So again, you watch the traffic in front, watch traffic on the roundabout. There's nothing coming from ahead at all. The cars coming from the left, no one's indicating to block off the cars coming from the right at the minute. But you just keep an eye on them. And there's no gaps from the right at the moment. Keep an eye on the cars in front, because if they go, you might be able to go at the same time, but watch they don't suddenly brake again. So this is a gap now for the white car to go, and yeah, they did take it. And as we pull out, it's a gap now for the Fiesta, and then I can pull up. Now I'm just looking for a gap as well. So I'm checking all directions, but it's just going to be a gap from the right that allows me to do it, not the blocker. There we go, that's my gap to go as well. Okay, follow this road all the way down. Again, make sure you don't get stuck on top of the crossing there if there is a queue. That's fine. And then as I come up here, make sure, glance in your mirror, bring the car across so you don't drive into the solid white line of the cycle lane, and then just follow this road to the roundabout. And second exit on this roundabout. Back towards the Ransoms Euro Park. And third exit on this roundabout. And then that takes us back into the industrial estate. So second exit on this. And then that brings us back into the industrial estate, and just a couple of roundabouts just straight down this road basically, and you're back.